So good evening and welcome to our Wednesday Spirituality and Healing Meet. I'm Shashi Dhar, your host, and I welcome you all. And our new guest today, Sanaji, who is here with us. And so together we are going to continue the journey of the last session that we did. So in the last session, we looked at our own spiritual journey. That means we are doing introspection into our own spiritual journey, our life, and seeing how fast or how slow we are moving on that path. What are the kind of roadblocks that we are facing, and what is the best way to move ahead in that by including some new processes or some new paths in our spiritual journey or our sadhana. So that is the discussion that we were having. So everybody okay with that? Aligned with that? Okay. Yeah. Quick recap what we are going to what we did in the last session. So first of all, we looked at our spiritual journey, which is basically that we are spiritual beings having human experience here, and our journey is moving in our consciousness from, you can say, ego consciousness to the soul consciousness. So in terms of chakra, you can say chakras, you can say that your consciousness rises from the level of Mooladhara and goes up to Sahasrara. So that is the journey of the spiritual journey that we are in. That means we are looking at self-realization or God realization at the crown chakra or the Sahasrara. And our journey is somewhere in between, because if you are in human form, we have already started from our Mooladhara or our root chakra consciousness, right? So everybody okay with that, aligned with this? And we were looking at कि हमारी journey कहाँ तक पहुँची है, right? And we had some people share also, लोगों ने share भी किया था, and हमने एक चीज देखी थी, which was a common roadblock that we saw was suffering and miseries in our life, correct? And I gave a formula for that, mathematical formula. How many of us remember that? How many of us remember that formula?
Resistance.
Yeah, what is formula? पूरा formula क्या है? Suffering और misery को life में खत्म करने के लिए हमने कुछ discussion करी थी, and then we came to a mathematical formula, and that was started with the very powerful sharing from Neeta ji, who shared that the sufferings and miseries are over and life में मजा आ रहा है even in hardships, right? So difficult situation में भी अगर मजा आ रहा है, that means suffering and misery is over. What is that formula? Who is going to tell me that and explain that formula? And Sanjeev aap nahi. Okay, anybody else? I know we devised that formula together. I know that. So I will not ask you.
I can attempt if nobody else.
बाकी किसी को याद नहीं है?
Please do.
Okay, Amit ji, go ahead.
I think it was problem multiplied by resistance is equal to miseries.
No.
Problem into resistance is equal to misery. So you're very close. You're very close. But that is not the exact terminology which I use. Okay, I will give you this.
Suffering is equal to pain into resistance.
Very good. Good round of applause, Tony. Absolutely perfect. So we did that formula was S is equal to P into R. That is it, short form. So remember this. S is equal to P into R. S is suffering or misery in your life, and that is equal to pain into the resistance. So pain to aayega, pain to karmic hai na. So any karmic patterns in your life will give a situation which can be painful for you. So life situations can be, vastu, vyakti or paristhiti, which I keep saying that. So it could be a person, a thing, or a situation which is giving you pain. It could be a physical injury, it could be a emotional injury, whatever. तो एक पेन आ गया, लेकिन वो suffering तब बनेगा when you start resisting it, and that is entirely your choice, your response. तो अगर आप पूरी तरह से accept कर लेते हैं situation को, लोगों को, situation को, in that case acceptance will be so high that resistance will be zero. And if resistance is zero, that multiplication factor being zero, your suffering will be zero in spite of the pain. That is why we often say pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional.
Optional,
right? So that is the universal law that we picked up. This is the line for that, and we have a mathematical formula also now. S is equal to P into R. Great. So that is one thing that we realize. And how many of you could actually remember it and see that in life? उसके बाद realization आई कि हाँ suffering में actually में कम हो सकती है या हो गई है. Realize किया? Great. Wonderful. So we will take some sharings after this. Yeah. Once we do the recap. So that was a good session that we did. I mean, good learning that we did. After that, we looked at what? there was another discussion where we looked at. Anybody else who wants to recap? और क्या सीखा था हमने last session में? एक तो ये topic था. Meanwhile, let me welcome the new people. So Leslie, welcome. Pushpa ji, welcome. Sylvia ji, welcome. And Parul Mishra. Parul Mishra. Amit ji, आपने बुलाया?
She's my colleague. Thank you very much, Parul, for joining.
Welcome, welcome, Parul ji. If you can switch on your video, it will be good. We can connect with each other. And Mayank. Mayank. Yeah, welcome, welcome, Mayank.
Oh, Mayank, hi, Mayank. Mayank is
Okay.
also one of my ex-client. Yeah.
All right,
Wow.
great. Sis.
Thank you, Mayank.
So all the guests have been invited by Amiji. So Amiji, thank you for inviting your guest.
Thank
Thank you for all the guests who accepted this invitation and are here. So be part of this journey, be in the session, and whenever appropriate, you can share your feelings or your knowledge, right?
You can go on mute. Yeah.
In case there is any disturbance, please go on mute. Okay, coming back to our discussion. So what was the next topic that we discussed? Any recap? Anybody, Tony? Yes, go ahead.
It was keep changing your belief system.
Keep changing your belief system till?
Keep changing your belief system regularly till you reach the universal law.
Wow, Tony, you are absolutely bang on. Perfect. Wonderful.
And
So we are.
And the universal law is that every soul is a soul and playing a role.
Wow, absolutely great. Wonderful, wonderful, Tony. That was a absolutely perfect lesson that we learned. So one of the universal laws that was applicable for that particular situation which we were discussing is that every soul is playing a role. That's it. And everybody is there as a teacher for you in a karmic relationship with you. So obviously they are there to contribute to your life. Even if they are hitting you or if they are loving you, they are making a contribution to your life, right? So they're all teachers. They're teaching you karmic lessons. So every soul is a soul playing a role in your life, and you are also supposed to play a role in their life. So that is the journey, right? So that was a great learning, and we also saw that we are going to change our belief system, and in that context we were coming to this belief system. जब हमने कहा था कि काफी लोग हैं लाइफ में जिनको हम बोलते हैं इनका कुछ नहीं हो सकता. We have given up on them. We are resigned about them. So we bring this belief system that he is a soul playing a role. So we don't look down upon anybody, and we send them blessings of love, peace, and happiness. And then we move on our spiritual journey, and they're moving on their spiritual journey. So that was one of the belief system which we challenged and converted that into a universal law. So my invitation to everybody was what? Challenge all your belief system. And don't stop till you make it a universal law. क्यों ये बोला था? क्योंकि हमारा कोई भी belief system हमारा अपना नहीं है. They have been drilled into our subconscious mind by the society. So it is called social hypnosis. So all your belief system are a result of social hypnosis. None of them is a universal law. And that is why we are living a life of mediocre life, of suffering, misery, pain, negativity. Challenge your belief system and make it a universal law. So let's have some more examples of this, and that will open up the session today. So let's have some people share. क्या belief system है आपके जिससे आपको life में road blocks आ रहे हैं? Then we will see what universal law can replace that and give you freedom and power. Right? Anybody who wants to share that? Anybody who wants to share?
Yeah, I would like to go.
Yeah.
For example, the kind of attachment which we have for our parents, if you really want to, go and do something on our own, but the belief system says नहीं अभी parents को छोड़ के जाएंगे तो बहुत खराब होगा आगे life में. So I think that's one of the things which is a roadblocker, and that's the belief system. But I think it won't. I don't know. अभी तक मेरा वो belief system बहुत empowered हो चुका है मेरे अंदर, and I'm trying to detach myself, but ये हो नहीं पा रहा है. It's just because of that belief system. तो इतना conditioning हो रखी है बचपन से, तो बहुत मुश्किल है ऐसे छोड़ के जाना.
Okay, great, Sanaji. Thank you for sharing that. So, if I understand correctly, what you're trying to say is that there is a belief system कि parents के साथ रह के या उनके belief system को अपनाने से ही सही रास्ता मिलता है. उनके belief system के against आप कुछ करेंगे तो वो गलत हो जाएगा. That is the belief system, right? Okay. So, what belief system can we have now which would be and this is not a universal law, by the way, right?
Yeah.
We know that this is not, there is no universal law like this. We have all studied universal laws. So there is no universal law which conforms to this. So obviously we have to change this belief system, but this belief system can change only when we have something else, which is a universal law and which we firmly believe in it, right? So what could be the universal law? कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? Brainstorming हो जाए थोड़ी सी. इस belief system को हटाने के लिए कौन सा belief system होना चाहिए जो universal law है? Think anybody?
Maybe I think we don't even know all universal laws.
It is all there. It is all there. Everything is there. We just have to be aware of it. सारे universal laws हैं वहाँ पे. All the universal laws have already been already there in the human mind. आपने कहीं ना कहीं इसको किसी न किसी जन्म में सुना हुआ है, सीखा हुआ है, देखा हुआ है, सब किया हुआ है, लेकिन अभी भूल गए. Because we are all God in amnesia. Yes, right, Amit ji? We are all human beings are gods in amnesia. We भूल गए, हम भूल गए हैं कि हम भगवान हैं. That is the first belief system. We are divine. We are gods. But we have forgotten it. So in that context, we have forgotten all the universal laws, which we know. हमारे essence में हैं, हमारे being में हैं वो universal laws. थोड़ी सी awareness में आएंगे तो आ जाएगा. Okay. So who would like to share on that? Anybody? Any thoughts? Don't bother if it is right or wrong. What do you think is the correct way to get detached from a relationship? Non-attachment का क्या rule है?
That everybody is having is on their own journey. So even if you are taking care of them, I'm just giving like how she said, taking care of them. I mean, they are on their own journey. Whatever care you may give them or take care of, when things have to happen, will happen. That's we are only.
Right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Sylvia ji, बहुत बढ़िया आपका ये universal law आपने पकड़ा है. Every soul is on a unique journey. Every soul is unique and they are on a unique journey. And that journey we all know. तमोगुण से निकल के, रजोगुण से निकल के, सतोगुण से निकल के निर्गुण में जाना है. That is the journey that every soul is in. अब कोई कहीं पे रुका हुआ है, कोई किसी स्पीड पे जा रहा है, तो that is the journey that we are in. And everywhere and all the people जो आपके इस लाइफ में पेरेंट्स हैं, वो पिछले जन्म में कुछ और थे, अगले जन्म में कुछ और होंगे. So they are a soul playing a role. And you don't have to accept all the belief system which they have. And it's perfectly okay. Because that belief system has served them in their journey. Those belief system may or may not serve you in your journey. So you have to see what is that belief system which will speed up your spiritual journey. Yes or no? Everybody okay with this? हमको वो belief system लेना है जो हमारी spiritual journey को आगे बढ़ाएगा. And that doesn't mean that I am disrespecting them. मैं अभी भी उनकी सेवा कर सकता हूँ. I may not agree with them, but I can still serve them. Yes? Yes or no? And I take decisions in my life and they take decisions in their life. Because after some time, you are not actually, you are interdependent on each other. You are not dependent on anybody. Right? As a child, when a child is 7 years or 14 years, he is dependent on his parents. Physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, right? But after some particular age, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, karmically also, and financially also, you are independent. So your belief system serves your spiritual journey. Their belief system serves their spiritual journey. So every soul is unique and they have a unique spiritual journey. That's it. This is the universal law you need to catch. Be on you, speed up your journey and have respect for every human being, be it parents, be it husband, wife, be it children, be friends, colleagues, whoever, neighbors, relatives. सबको आपने सोल लेवल पे रेस्पेक्ट देनी है, लव पीस एंड हैप्पीनेस की एनर्जी भेजनी है, बट यू वॉक योर ओन स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी. बिकॉज इन दिस लाइफ फॉर्म यू आर इन रिलेशनशिप विद देम. नेक्स्ट लाइफ फॉर्म एवरीथिंग विल बी चेंज्ड. तो नॉन अटैचमेंट का जो बीज है वो आ जाएगा अटैचमेंट. अटैचमेंट वैसे भी आपको फेयर से होता है. ऑल द अटैचमेंट्स आर बेस्ड इन फेयर और वो ईगो से आ रहा है. some more distinction, and you are a soul, and you are completely unattached with the body also. Soul is never attached to the body. कभी भी आत्मा शरीर को छोड़ सकती है ना, तो soul is never attached to the body. जब body से ही attached नहीं है, तो body के साथ बाकी जो कुछ attached हैं उनके साथ attached कैसे हो सकते हो आप? So this is the spiritual law or universal law that you have to accept and bring it into your life, and then operate in life with power and freedom. So Sanaji, did anything click with you?
Yeah, I think the non-attachment part, yes, we can be, we can disagree, but we can still serve them.
Absolutely.
बहुत मुश्किल है.
That is
Because they won't understand.
See, the first law. Now we come to, if you allow me to give you a little bit of coaching. कभी भी ये मत बोलिए मुश्किल है और फिर करना शुरू मत करिए. कहिए आसान है और फिर करना शुरू करिए. That will make it the job easier. मुश्किल है बोल के करेंगे वो वाकई में मुश्किल हो जाएगा. First, understand the law that okay, this is the truth. Till now, I was having a belief system which did not serve me. Now this I am following. This is the truth I am following, and this is going to give me, liberate me. This is going to give me freedom and power. Let me try. इस पे चलना तो शुरू करें इस बात पे. तो वो belief system पकड़ लो. And all your experiences of life are governed by the basic rule, which is called what? I call that bar. Life में बार में जाना चाहिए. कौन से बार में जाना चाहिए? This is an acronym. Belief, your beliefs lead to actions, and actions lead to result. Right? So that is the bar I'm talking about. Huh? Yeah, guys were getting some ideas. Okay. So आपके belief system से ही आपका actions आता है और आपके actions से ही आपका result आएगा. So you change the belief system, your actions will change, and obviously the results will change. So follow this. आगे चल के देखते हैं क्या रिजल्ट आया. नहीं आया तो बिलीफ सिस्टम को थोड़ा सा और चेंज करना होगा. फिर नए एक्शन लो, फिर नए रिजल्ट आएंगे. मॉनिटर इट. इफ इट इज ओके, द डिजायर्ड रिजल्ट, गो अहेड. दैट इज हाउ वी एक्चुअली bring the transformation, make the transformation alive in our life. Right, Sanaji? So you got some idea, got some insights. Great, wonderful. Let's acknowledge Sanaji for sharing that and being receptive to some coaching. Yeah, good. Okay, who else wants to share? So look into your life. आपको ये देखना है मेरी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी कहाँ पे जा रही है और क्या रोड ब्लॉक्स हैं. क्या रोड ब्लॉक्स हैं जो मैं फेस कर रहा हूँ. वी ऑल्सो सॉ सफरिंग एंड मिजरी, हमने देख लिया था. फेयर भी हमने पिछले सेशन में थोड़ा सा कवर कर लिया था फेयर के लिए. करेक्ट. तुलिका जी के साथ डिस्कशन हुई थी when we looked at how to overcome fear. तो फेयर में क्या करना होता है? फेयर में क्या करना होता है? फेयर में क्या करना होता है?
एक्सेप्टेंस लेवल हमें बढ़ाना पड़ता है.
एक्सेप्टेंस लेवल, सिचुएशन को पहले आपको बढ़ा लिया आपने तो नेगेटिव रिस्पॉन्सेस आपके कम हो जाएंगे. एंड देन बी ऑथेंटिक अबाउट द फियर्स. कौन से फियर ऑथेंटिक है देख लो. अगर वो लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग है देन यू टेक प्रिकॉशंस, और अगर वो लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग नहीं है, दे आर फॉल्स एविडेंसेस अपीयरिंग रियल, देन यू जस्ट इग्नोर देम. most of our fears don't happen in our life. 90% of our fears will never happen in our life. So they are the inauthentic fear. And the other 10%, we actually think and then bring it into our life. So what we fear, we attract. So you have to understand how the fear psychosis works. 90% of the fears will not happen, but the 10% fears which actually happen in our life, we think and make it happen. Okay, what we fear, we attract in our life. So how many of you can get what I'm trying to say? Right? तो fear को अगर कम करना है, faith को बढ़ाओ. Faith की dosage को बढ़ाओ, fear कम हो जाएगा. क्योंकि अक्सर fear किससे होते हैं हमको? अब क्या होगा? You're in either anxiety कि जो पिछली बारी जो failure हुआ वो दोबारा ना आ जाए. Whatever failures I had in my life, it should not come again in the future. Yeah, unnecessary worry, yeah, unnecessary anxiety, and that leads to panic. So fear can have different levels. As long as it is fear, it is okay. But fear का अगला level क्या होगा? Worry, anxiety, panic, and all these are highly toxic in the sense that they will release a lot of poisons in your body. So you have to take care of that. तो fear के लिए क्या dosage है? Increase faith. दोनों F से याद रहेंगे. fear को कम करना है, faith बढ़ाओ. फिर भी नहीं जा रहा, और dosage बढ़ाओ. So that is how you handle fear. Clear? Any questions?
Correct. Yeah.
Anybody wants to share? Anybody wants to ask any question? Okay, good. Next we came to what? और क्या road blocks हैं बताइए? How many of you have दुख, sorrow, sadness? कितने लोगों की लाइफ में है? If you are a human being, you will experience that. Huh? So let's be very honest. उसको ओवरकम कैसे करना है वो हम देख लेंगे, लेकिन अगर आप बोलोगे नहीं, nothing can make me sorrowful, nothing can make me sad, then you are living in a fool's paradise. It will happen very fast. In fact, it should happen every day for at least some moments. तो बहुत सारे लाइफ में होता है हमारे, काश ये कर पाता, काश ये नहीं किया होता, इधर both are in काश. Our lot of life events are based on काश. सुना नहीं? बहुत लोगों से सुना होगा, खासकर आपने जब भी मिरर में अपना चेहरा देखा होगा तो उसने भी बहुत बार कहा होगा ये. So these are things that we often say. काश ये हो गया होता, काश ये नहीं हुआ होता. So a lot of regrets in life, lot of guilt, lot of regrets, and then you start blaming yourself or you start blaming others. Experience है लोगों को ये? है कि नहीं? है. Good. How do you overcome this? Because these are the roadblocks you have to identify. These are the roadblocks which are stopping you from moving ahead. Yes, Neeta ji, you want to share something?
Just one line that thankfully the Wednesday is every week. So even if it comes, you guys are there to remind and do the corrections and all this. So for at least 2-3 days, 4 days, so it goes well. Maybe 4th day onwards, half the thing is forgotten, and again some part of misery comes and some part of pain comes, and then again Wednesday is there. So thank you so much.
Welcome Neeta ji for sharing that. So this is like a weekly dose, huh? You come and get a weekly dose and then you're fine for 4-5 days. Only one day you have to manage in between. Then another Wednesday comes. Okay, good. I like that. Okay, but on a more serious note, let us look at it. What is the funda क्या है? दुख क्यों होता है? Think. जब भी आपको दुख हुआ है, दुख क्यों हो रहा है? Sadness क्यों है?
वो नहीं मिल रहा है.
हाँ, बिल्कुल सही कहा. दोबारा से बोलिए एक बार, सबने सुना नहीं.
मैंने
just say that whatever you said now.
No, I said कि जो चीज चाहिए वो मिलती नहीं है, so we are sad about
Absolutely.
expectations.
जो चीज चाहते हैं वो नहीं मिलती है, इसलिए दुखी हैं, इसलिए sad हैं, इसलिए sorrow है. Now, if I tell you what are all the things that you have already got in your life, it will be a never-ending list. इस जन्म के इसी जन्म में आपके पास क्या क्या है, अगर उसकी लिस्ट बनाने लग जाएं तो वो never-ending list हो जाएगा. Sylvia ji, just to bring to your notice, I will just come to you. Just give me 1 minute. Huh? What all have you got in life? If you are grateful to God for that, then you are in a position, in a space where you create more abundance, and then you start receiving more blessings from the divine. Yes or no?
Yeah, gratitude.
तो दुख का कारण क्या है? कुछ नहीं मिला इसलिए दुखी हो. सबसे पहले कान पकड़ो, अपने आप को एक जोर से थप्पड़ मारो. I am not grateful to God for what I have got. If only I was grateful to God for what all I have got in my life, ये दुख तो नहीं होगा. दुख होना भी नहीं चाहिए. In fact, I make a very strong statement. भक्ति योग में हम बोलते हैं कि भक्त को दुखी होने का हक ही नहीं है. When he has surrendered everything to the divine, भक्त को दुखी होने का हक है ही नहीं, अगर वो वाकई में जेन्युइन भक्त है. हम इस तरीके से हम अपने आप को सिखाते हैं. And if I am a devotee of God, I have no reason to be sad or sorrowful or upset, because universal law क्या है? Whatever happens for good. WHHFG, हमें जी आपका गुरु मंत्र है ये. हाँ, WHHFG, whatever happens for the good. ये है universal law. ये पकड़ लो एक बार. जो हो रहा है अच्छा हो रहा है, जो हुआ अच्छा हुआ. No regret, no resentment in life. और जो होगा वो भी अच्छा होगा. Surrender to the divine. आपको दुखी होने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, हक ही नहीं है आपको दुख होने का. That is how you handle your sorrow. Be grateful. Start counting your blessings. जब से पैदा हुए हो तब से आपको बहुत कुछ मिला हुआ है. just to think of it. If you have a full able body, दोनों हाथ, दोनों पाँव, दोनों आँखें, सब कुछ फर्स्ट क्लास है आपके, अगर if you are physically abled body, you are getting 3 meals a day, you have a place to sleep, आपके सिर पे छत है, मतलब आप खुले आसमान के नीचे नहीं सो रहे हो, you have a house to live, right? And if you have a family, and if you have some income where you are living a comfortable life, you are better than more than 70%, 80% of the population on this planet Earth. Approximately 800 करोड़ लोगों में से 70% लोगों से ज्यादा लकी हो आप, या ज्यादा हैप्पी हो, या ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल हो, whichever way language you want to use. Yes or no?
Yeah.
तो दुखी किस चीज के हो? दुख किस चीज का मना रहे हो? एक वो रिश्ता नहीं मिला, एक वो प्रमोशन नहीं मिली. Don't you think we should be ashamed of ourselves? दुखी होके बैठे हुए हैं, भगवान से नाराज है, लोगों को ब्लेम कर रहे हैं. इतनी सारी चीजें हमको मिली हुई हैं, उसके लिए ग्रेटिट्यूड दोगे और ग्रेटिट्यूड करने की चीजें आपको वैसे मिल जाएंगी. How many of you are clear? क्या करना है? तो आज से दुखी होना बंद कर. तो देखिए आपकी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी कितनी स्पीड पे ले आए हैं. हाँ, फेयर खत्म कर दिया, दुख खत्म कर दिए, सफरिंग मिजरी खत्म कर दी. हाँ, और क्या रह गया बताइए? और क्या रोड ब्लॉक्स हैं? What are the other roadblocks? Let's have more people share. Then we will look at it. Tony, you wanted to share something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually wanting to say that for most of my life, I've been playing the role of Meena Kumari for a very, quite some time. But since the time I actually, got into the mode of gratitude and started actually just not expecting anything, but just every single day getting up in the morning and while going to bed, thanking the divine for each and every small little thing or whatever, like the smallest of the things and the biggest of the things. I have gotten out of that Meena Kumari mode definitely. ये तो पक्की बात है कि उस मोड से तो मैं definitely निकल आया.
Absolutely great, Tony. Wonderful, wonderful.
Because I think somewhere down the line, I had totally forgotten that there were so many things in my life which I had gotten from the divine, which I was not even, in acknowledgement of. And I was saying, अरे यार ये तुमने नहीं दिया, ये ऐसा कर दिया तुमने, ये वैसा कर दिया तुमने. So ऐसा क्या हो गया भाई? Why am I, subjected to all this suffering? But honestly, I have realized that इसमें ये मीना कुमारी वाले role में actually में कुछ रखा नहीं है. So since the time I started being grateful for whatever God has provided me, I am a far better soul than I used to be a few months back.
Great, Tony. Great sharing and very powerful sharing, in fact. And let me just clarify a little bit. When we say Meena Kumari mode is basically playing a victim card. So you stop playing a victim card the moment you realize that it is not really worth it. It is not really worth it because it is only destroying you from inside. तो आपका लो सेल्फ एस्टीम और आपका विक्टिम वाला जो है रोल की हाय मैं बेचारा काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग, हेल्पलेस, होपलेस, वर्थलेस. So that is the Meena Kumari mode, no? Or you can say tragedy king or a tragedy queen. So that is what we are looking at. Okay, everybody clear on that? Yes, Tony.
And just the last thing to say that it's not like that, that tragedy king thing is over because life is such that it brings you to face with many a time with situations where again you slip into that mode, but it is very easy to get out of that mode once you are in the frame of mind of gratitude, frankly speaking.
Absolutely perfect. And that is what we are doing. That is what we are up to. Great, good sharing, Tony.
Yeah.
So, how do you come out of the victim mode? It's simple. How do you come out? मैं छोटा सा प्यारा सा नन्हा सा बच्चा हूँ. अगर आप ये बोल के अपनी जिंदगी बिताओगे तो लाइफ में कुछ नहीं होने वाला है ना. छोटी छोटी चीजें ही करोगे, रिजल्ट्स. तो क्या है यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ? क्या है?
अहम ब्रह्मास्मि.
Absolutely. I am divine. Full stop. I am divine. Full stop. जो मर्जी बोल दे लोग. क्योंकि आपने जो कुछ अपने बारे में सोच के रखा हुआ है, आई एम स्टूपिड, आई एम वर्थलेस, आई एम होपलेस, आई एम अनलकी, ये तो बहुत ही बड़ा है। लोगों से सुन के मैं मनहूस हूँ, मैं अनलकी हूँ, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, ये सब जो भी थॉट्स आए हैं सब बाहर लोगों ने दिए हैं, आपका थॉट नहीं है ये। You have borrowed it from people and made it your own. So, and this is not a universal truth, by the way. So, universal truth क्या है? अहम ब्रह्मास्मि, I am divine. तो आज के बाद अगर कोई भी आपको कुछ बोलता है, तुम बेवकूफ हो, बोलो अंदर मन में क्या बोलना, I am divine. अहम ब्रह्मास्मि. Don't accept anything from any bullshit from anyone. And you should know what is the universal truth. Right? So this is the universal truth. That is why I am saying, challenge your belief system and keep changing till you reach a universal law. Accept it then. Yes, Sanjeev, you raised your hand. You want to say something?
So, Shashi, what you just shared and what Tony said, I actually accept one bullshit from everybody. I accept it. जब मेरी कोई तारीफ करता है ना, कोई झूठी भी तारीफ करता है ना, हाँ, और मुझे पता भी चल जाता है झूठी भी तारीफ करता है, मैं उस बुलशिट को एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ, तारीफ ही तो कर रहा है यार।
वो सही है, that is okay. So that is empowering. As long as it is empowering you, you accept that. That is fine. Great, very
so
good,
I like
very
to
good.
share this thing as Tony said. That's one. Yeah, Tony.
ये जो तारीफ होती है ना, ये इनकरेजमेंट होती है, ये मोटिवेशनल होती है।
Correct.
हाँ, यही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ टोनी कि आपने जो बोला ना, इंटरेस्टिंगली एक पर्टिकुलर केस में किसी ने somebody praised me and I was so very happy, and all of a sudden someone else came and told me, why are you so happy? He was actually trying to make mockery of you. I said, I am okay to take that. I'm okay. I'm ready for it. But I'm happy that I got appraisal. That's it. I'm happy with it.
Good, Sanjeev. Okay. By the way, in this topic, while we are talking on this topic, so let me also make it clear how the mind actually functions for a normal human being. Huh? When we are talking of Sanjeev, he has trained his mind to accept the praises wherever it comes from. But normally क्या होता है? जैसे कोई हमको तारीफ करता है हमारी, we start doubting it, because the mind का nature क्या है? Mind always doubts the positive and believes the negative. That is why a small child, when he hears I am stupid, he believes it, especially coming from an authority. Could be parents, could be teachers, could be an elder. तो बच्चा जब ये सुनता है, कंडीशनिंग ऐसी होती है ना, I am stupid, you are stupid बोल दिया तो उसमें बोल देता हाँ मान लेता I am stupid. उसको बोलो बाद में अगर चल के अभी भी होगा. As an adult also, if somebody starts saying that you are a very nice person, you are a very kind person, you always help people, झूठ बोल रहा है. He wants something from me. What is his hidden agenda? So my thought process is what? I start doubting whatever somebody is praising me. या कुछ अच्छा बोलते हैं हम डाउट करते हैं. Mind का nature यही है. It will always doubt the positive and then believe the negative. So it takes a lot of training for someone like Sanjeev also. You would have to train your mind to accept the positive. झूठ भी बोल रहे कोई बात नहीं, पॉजिटिव बोल रहे हैं ना, एक्सेप्ट कर लो. और जब भी कोई नेगेटिव बोले और वो अगर सच भी बोल रहा हो, छोड़ दो. आपको क्या दिलाना है? आई एम डिवाइन, मैं अपनी जर्नी में हूँ, मैं डिवाइन हूँ, मैं हैंडल कर लूंगा, तेरे ओपिनियन की जरूरत नहीं है मुझे. Get that? Take the corrective action, whatever is required. If he is pointing out a fault, correct that fault, but then be very clear, I am divine. That was my point. So belief system should always be a universal law, nothing less than that. अपने point of view को change करिए, challenge करिए और belief system को change करिए. Right? Yes, अनीता जी, आप कुछ share करना चाह रही हैं?
नमस्कार सभी मेंबर्स को. जैसे कि अभी आप कह रहे थे ना कि दुख हमारी लाइफ में क्यों आता है, तो मैंने भी एक जगह सुना था, जो प्राप्त है, जो हमारे पास है, उसमें असंतोष, सेटिस्फाइड नहीं होते हम उसमें, और अप्राप्त के पीछे भागते रहते हैं कि ये नहीं मिला, ये नहीं मिला. तो ये दुख का एक बहुत बड़ा कारण है. सबसे बड़ी बात है सेटिस्फाइड, किसी एक जगह पर जाकर हमें तसल्ली करना बहुत जरूरी है लाइफ में, और उसके साथ ग्रेटिट्यूड तो करना ही है. और मैं जब वॉक करने जाती हूँ ना गार्डन में, सिर्फ वो वॉक नहीं होती मेरी, मैं ट्रीज से सीखती हूँ, फ्लावर से सीखती हूँ। मैं कहती हूँ ट्रीज एक जगह खड़े रहते हैं, मूवेबल नहीं है, तब भी बारिश, आंधी तूफान, गर्मी सर्दी सब बर्दाश्त करते हैं, तभी भी शिकायत नहीं करते भगवान से कि आपने हमें यहाँ क्यों खड़ा करा है। तो हम मनुष्य होकर जो कि हम मूव कर सकते हैं, हमारे अंदर मतलब भगवान ने इतना दे रखा है, तब भी शिकायत करते हैं ना। तो जो शिकायत करने वाला होता है ना, भगवान भी कहते हैं फिर अब तो तसल्ली नहीं तेरी हो रही तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ। तो कंप्लेन कम से कम अगर हम करें, धन्यवाद ज्यादा करें, तो हम लोग खुश रह सकते हैं। और मैं इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करती हूँ। मेरे को
Very
अगर
good.
मेरी
Very
पॉकेट में
good.
100 रुपीज भी होते हैं ना, मैंने अपने गुरुदेव को कहा था महाराज जी मुझे ऐसे लगता है 10,000 रुपए है, तो महाराज जी ने कहा कि ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, इतनी सेटिस्फेक्शन तेरे अंदर आ गई है। मैं कहा बस आपकी कृपा है, सेटिस्फाइड होना, नहीं तो करोड़ों में भी, करोड़पति भी हमने भिखारी देखे हैं, उनका दिल ही नहीं होता, हर चीज में मतलब मांग बेगर जैसे लगते हैं। और कुछ सामान्य व्यक्ति होते हैं जो उसमें राजा जैसे लगते हैं। तो
Very good.
मैंने तो अपने महाराज जी की बात करी, तुम भगवान के बच्चे हो, राजा के बच्चे हो, राजा के बच्चों के जैसे रहा करो।
Very good. बहुत बढ़िया
वैसे
नीता
लगती
जी. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing that. Yeah. So meanwhile, let me welcome other people who have just come in. So Nivedita ji, Apurva ji, welcome. Parth, welcome. Baljinder ji, welcome. And Vivek Sharma. Amit ji, आपने invite किया है?
Vivek Sharma is my childhood classmate.
Okay,
Schoolmate.
very good. So
Thank
Amit
you,
ji
Vivek.
thank you, Vivek ji, for accepting Amit ji's invitation and being here. So be in the session, and whenever you feel like, you can ask any question or share whatever you want to share.
And just now,
yes.
And just now, somebody from PYP, Mr. Mohammad Imran, also had joined and he logged off.
Okay.
So you would see somebody, Mr. Imran, when you see the recording. So he's a part of PYP and active in.
I know. I met him. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Nice.
Great. All right. Great. Wonderful. Thank you, Amit ji. And so let's have more sharing from people. And we are already touching 9:45, so we don't have too much time. And so let's have some people more share from your life. तो डिस्कशन इज आपकी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी कैसी चल रही है, क्या रोड ब्लॉक्स हैं, और उसके लिए हम क्या ऐसा करेक्टिव एक्शन ले जिससे कि स्पीड आपकी बढ़े. दैट वाज द डिस्कशन दैट वी आर इनटू, करेक्ट? एंड वी हैव सीन मेनी मोर टॉपिक्स ऑफ डिस्कशन besides what we discussed in the last session. So let's have more people share. Anybody?
I think I would like to speak for a minute here, especially because I've got a couple of people from my professional circuit today.
Yeah.
So my colleague, one of my ex-client, and I think so those two people. So I think in spiritual journey, quick sharing that what I learned, something which is helping me in my business also, and day-to-day operations also, and maybe even outside business, which is not absolutely personal, but yeah, where there is a professionalism required. So the one clarity which I got, especially in the last 2 years, is how to differentiate between intellect and wisdom. Yeah, so how to probably operate from intellect whenever I have to, and how to operate from wisdom whenever I need to. So I could find that through when we apply intellect, it is more to do with the lot of theory reading, and it is already it's purely a domain specific expertise, and it could be a geographically limited understanding. It may also have some bias interest about the community that you're representing. So intellectual is one, but the next is wisdom, where we know that what we carried from the day one when we descended on this earth. And I also take an example that I think it works well, and correct me if it is a wrong example. So if somebody takes birth on a small island, and then there's no internet and there is no other communication with anybody. And if that person reaches the age of, he grows up, reaches the age of 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, whatever he carries inside is actually pure wisdom. And probably that is how we can differentiate that, how intellect may be different. Even if this illustration is wrong, but I'm saying that it's a gift that I think that I've got through people like you and these discussions, and also Hiteshji and PYP, entire community, and also my other learnings also, where, for example, there is a mobile phone with जिसमें 2 SIM cards होते हैं ना, 2 SIM cards. So I can decide just उसमें आता है, whenever you want to make a call, you can choose SIM 1 or SIM 2. So yeah, so it's like I can choose to make this effort or that action either based on the intellect or wisdom, and it is so beautiful. Wisdom is more holistic. Wisdom is more divine. Wisdom is more in the lines of dharma. Intellectuality may not be. Intellect may not be. So I think वो एक particular situation पे decide करना कि what do I operate from, is one of the learning which is helping me in my business a lot more than any other learning.
Great, Amitji. Wonderful, very good.
Yeah.
So if you've got that distinction, very good, very powerful and very effective. कि life में कैसे जीना है, right? Because your decisions are coming from your intellect. So whenever you're taking any kind of decisions, it will come from your intellect. But only thing that we have to take care here is intellect should be free from rag dvesh. अगर आप शास्त्रों की भाषा में आपको बताऊं, intellect should be free from rag dvesh for the divine wisdom to dawn into your third eye chakra.
And
that is the connection I would say.
Thing.
That is one small connection that you need to. एक second आ रहा हूँ जी, सना जी. So that is only one connection that you need to take. Intellect को pure कर लो. Pure करने का मतलब क्या है? आपको राग द्वेष हटाना है. जैसे ही राग द्वेष हट जाएगा, judgmentalism हट जाएगा, and attachment and aversion हट जाएगा, the divine wisdom will spark, and that divinity will blossom into the divine wisdom. जिसको हम बोलते हैं, जो भी शास्त्रों में हम आगे बोलते हैं, that wisdom will take you to the unison with the divine consciousness. Correct? Yes. So Sanaji, yes, you wanted to share something. Go ahead. Sanaji.
Yes, I just wanted to say one thing. I don't know from where Amit got this point, that the wisdom and the intelligence, but there is one very, it's a Patanjali Sutra. And one sutra says, Purush or Buddhi ka bhed. That's in Hindi. वो sutras Hindi में ही सिखाते हैं. But in English, it means difference between intellect and transcendence. So, I don't know from where do you got it, but this is a Patanjali Sutra, just for your information.
That's exactly the same thing that I just said.
Same thing.
Intellect जो है आपका थर्ड आई चक्रा पे, intellect आपकी इंटेलिजेंस है या आपका जो नॉलेज से जो आ रहा है वो है. That is fine. और उसमें जब डिवाइन का तड़का लग जाता है, डिवाइन का स्पार्क आ जाता है, then you transcend. Simple.
Correct.
That
so
is okay.
True.
That is
so,
okay.
Sir, I think, it was. These ideas keep tapko flying from somewhere ऊपर से नीचे से conversations के बाद. So I think I did not read it anywhere, but it tapko fied after some intense discussion. For example, ये एक discussion हो गया, and इसके बाद 2-4 दिन तक कुछ नई चीजें टपकेंगी ऊपर से. So
Good.
yeah.
So I like that term. Tapko fight.
Epiphany, discoveries, revelations.
All right, got it. Thank you, Sanaji and Amiji, for that wonderful discussion and sharing. Great. So anybody else who would like to share? जिसने अभी तक नहीं बोला है कुछ? Because I would like to wind up. Why I'm saying this is because everybody is aware of it. This Sunday we are going to have a great beginning of a new chapter, because we are moving from online to offline. And for that, Sanjeev has made a very great arrangement and a great plan. So I would invite Sanjeev to take over and share something about what he has planned and how we are going to move ahead and look at that event of Sunday. Of course, it is in Delhi NCR, it is in Indrapuram. So Sanjeev, over to you. And before that, I hand it over to Sanjeev. Anybody who has any kind of question from this session, last session, any burning questions? Okay. So since there is no question, so Sanjeev, I hand it over to you. Please take it on and explain to us how we are going to have a great transformation journey on Sunday. Over to you.
Thank you, Shashi. Thank you, Shashi. First of all, this discussion today was again very helpful as a revision, and related to this new journey, what we are talking about. You must have all seen different posts in last 3 days. We are talking about. Yeah, before I go, Amit, you want to say something?
Yeah, just for your introduction, because there are a couple of people from HR fraternity here. So just to introduce you in few seconds, Sanjeev has been a corporate trainer and a spiritual motivator. So there is a corporate connect that Sanjeev has. So over back to you, Sanjeev. Thank you.
Thank you, Amitji. Thank you very much for sharing this. And yes, a lot of new people who don't know me. So we are starting a new journey in our life known as hashtag disease-free body. Now you all must have seen it. What is this cause of reaching to this subject particularly? We all know that we have started to understand what is law of attraction, what do we attract, how do we attract, and then we stepped into one more step at a micro level, that is how to use law of attraction for parenting, a relationship between parents and children. Now, I am a passionate person about parenting part, and you all know, and Shashi, your formula, and S is equal to P into R. That is appropriate into parenting model, and that's where it is. And related to parenting, I can go on for hours and weeks. So one of the offshoot of this subject is about dis-ease. Dis-ease. We don't call it disease, we call it dis-ease. That means how we get into non-ease, and that becomes disease for our body. So a lot of us, we may not be aware about this journey. How do we create, I'm using this word create, pain and disease in our body? And this becomes hindrance into lot of growth, lot of evolution in our journey. As Shashi says that each soul is in its unique journey. ये जो social norms बीच में आ जाते हैं ना, like Sana asked कि parents को छोड़ के जाना है तो कैसे जाना है, it's a deep imbibed belief system. ये सारे social norms हैं. And this is where, because of the social norm, हम लोग we get stuck into something. And this is the journey we are talking to transform our journey from wherever we are to a healthy life, physically, mentally. Physically, mentally, because pain and disease, they exist at the physical level, they exist at the mental level. Let me give you an example so that you can understand. This example is related कि जो norms होते हैं ना, social norms, how they create a problem for all of us. आजकल, we all are talking a lot about कि we should not have sugar. हमें मीठा नहीं खाना चाहिए. Yes or no? Can I see your hands? Okay, all the hands. Interestingly, Neeta ji would be able to connect. अभी recent हमारा discussion हुआ था. हमने sugar को unwantedly एक बहुत बड़ा culprit declare कर दिया है. How can sugar be a culprit? How can sugar be harmful to us? हमारे बड़े बुजुर्ग कितना मीठा खाते थे, उनको तो कभी शुगर नहीं हुई. Absolutely, Amiji, what you're showing, this is what you're talking, a transformation, because धीरे धीरे किसी social norm में किसी एक authoritative person ने धीरे धीरे हमारे दिमाग में ये डाल दिया कि sugar is harmful. My dear friend, अगर blood में sugar नहीं होगा ना, none of us can survive. Blood sugar जो एक problem खड़ी हो गई है, it is not the issue of sugar, it is the issue of pancreas not able to create enough insulin जो blood sugar में से extra sugar नहीं निकाल पाते. Understand this fact. So sugar is not a culprit, or practically sugar, glucose, which is the source of energy to all of us. धीरे 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 हमारे mind में डाल दिया it is bad, 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 and we are spoiling our health further. Physically, mentally. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Now this is what we are talking. We all have been forced to create a disease full of body. For sure. Let's start this journey. This is what we are talking about. That science में कहते हैं ना, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. अगर हमारे बड़े बुजुर्ग healthy थे, तो क्या हमने ट्रांसफॉर्म करा एनर्जी को हेल्दी से अनहेल्दी? एंड दिस इज द टाइम नाउ रीट्रांसफर इट एज पर द साइंस का लॉ. आपको याद है ना, इट कैन ओनली ट्रांसफॉर्म फ्रॉम वन फॉर्म टू अदर. लेट्स ट्रांसफॉर्म दिस फॉर्मेट ऑफ creating a disease free body, not only for us but for the total earth, all 8 billion population. धीरे धीरे whosoever, we will talk in detail जब हम मिलेंगे, whosoever has created this norm, different norms, जिससे they have forced us to become unhealthy, they have forced us to create a lot of pain within us, they have forced us to create ourselves lot of disease within us. Let's get free of that. और सिर्फ हमने इन सब में एक pedagogy change करी है. Enough of online, it is offline. It's in Indrapuram. And I would like to express gratitude to Amit ji. Amit ji, thank you very much. He's agreed to allow us and conduct this session at his place, Union. You will all get all the detail, address and location and Google sharing. We request all of you to join from wherever, which part of the city you are. कुछ लोग दूर होंगे, कुछ लोग पास होंगे, जरूर आएं, because it would be a great fun. It's a journey we are going to create for ourselves. 10:30 on Sunday, 10:30 to 12:30 is the time. Let's have a great creation for ourselves. That's what I would like to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sanjeev, for sharing that. And before we close, just a thought which came to my mind. Those who are not in Delhi NCR, and if they want to join, will we have a provision for a Zoom online session for them so that they can join there?
Absolutely. We are opening a Zoom session with a link. We'll provide you the link. Applicable only to non-Delhi NCR people.
Delhi NCR वालों को physically आना है.
On a lighter note, but again, जो नहीं आ सकते किसी भी मजबूरी के कारण. Okay. I would say you.
सर वो लिंक आप शेयर करेंगे तो हम लोग ज्वाइन हो सकते हैं.
बिल्कुल तुलिका जी, मुझे मालूम है अभी नेपाल में बहुत एंजॉय कर रही हैं. Okay. So all of you who are unable to come physically, request you to must join and 10:30 to 12:30. But condition एक है, आपका स्क्रीन ऑन होना चाहिए, ऑफ स्क्रीन नहीं चलेगा. Off screen, we don't want to deal with any robots. We want to deal with human beings.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Sulika ji. Thank you very much. You will get the link. Thank you, Shashi, for this point.
Great, Sanjeev. Thank you. So I'm sure everybody is. How many of you? Let me have a show of hands. How many of you are excited? And all the Delhi NCR guys who are going to be there. Yes. So I'll be in touch with some of you for definitely to ensure that all of you are physically there. And जो आ चुके हैं अमित जी के यूनियन में, let me have a show of hands. कौन कौन जानते हैं अमित जी का यूनियन का लोकेशन? My hands. So I have both my hands up, and it's a stone's throw away from my place. So that's where I am, right? So yes. So let's meet up and let's create some magic. And you know, when we talk of disease-free body, it's all the power of ageless body and timeless mind, and all these thoughts come into my mind, right? So let's create some magic and miracles, and let's create that for all the people in our life, right?
Shashi, I have one more request to everybody, that just don't consider for yourself to come. If you can get more people, that would be very important, because we are entering into a very important journey. Let's create for ourselves and for everybody around us.
So it is not limited to the people in DHV. If you want to invite your family members, friends, neighbors, friends who are like-minded and who would like to be part of our group, so they are welcome. So invite them and come over, and let's have some magic and miracles in our life, right? All right. So with this, we come to the end of the session, right on time. So I was thinking that our session can extend now, so I was trying to cut short. But I hope everybody has got the value of this session. Yes. Last and final call. Any questions for the last session of this session or for the program? Anybody having any kind of questions? Your chance now. किसी को सवाल पूछने हैं? Everybody okay? Charged up? Great. So with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you very much, especially the guest, for coming here and believing in your hosts and coming here, taking out your time. I hope all of you got value. And if you are interested in it, you can always make it a weekly habit, because we have these sessions every Wednesday. On same Wednesday, 9 p.m. is the time for this session. So all of you are welcome. Be in the session, get value for yourself, and bring transformation in your life. Thank you very much. Aham Brahmasmi.
Thank you, Shashi. Aham Brahmasmi.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you, sir.